Welcome to this lesson, a deeper exploration of Beatrice Garland's Kamikaze. In our previous discussions, we've looked at the poem's narrative and historical background. Today, we will delve into how Garland's linguistic and structural choices illuminate the poem's central themes and emotions. We'll begin by examining Garland's use of vivid imagery and simile, which vividly depict the journey and inner conflict of the Kamikaze pilot. Next, we'll explore the extensive use of enjambment and how it crafts a seamless, continuous flow, mirroring the pilot's relentless mission. Lastly, we will look at the poem's unique structure, composed of 3 extended sentences spread across 7 stanzas, and how this arrangement enhances our understanding of the poem's themes. As a reminder, the relevant themes for this poem are identity and heritage, and memory and loss. Let's get started! Garland uses vivid imagery throughout the poem to depict the journey and emotions of the Kamikaze pilot. This is evident in the lines. Her father embarked at sunrise with a flask of water, a samurai sword, in the cockpit, a shaven head. These images in the poem's opening lines create a striking picture of the pilot's departure. The mention of sunrise not only sets the scene, but is ironic in the light of the deathly, one-way nature of the pilot's mission. It marks the beginning of the pilot's mission, which is both a physical and emotional journey, possibly his final one. The flask of water suggests that the pilot is bound for death, and therefore does not need food as they will not be returning for their mission. The presence of the samurai sword her father holds symbolizes honor, duty, and the warrior's spirit in Japanese culture. It underscores the gravity of the mission and the values the pilot is expected to uphold. Finally, the shaven head is a powerful cultural symbol of readiness and solemn commitment, highlighting the ritualistic and serious nature of the Kamikaze mission. Through these images, Garland effectively conveys the self-denial unto death required of the pilot. The poem also utilizes simile to create striking comparisons that enhance the reader's understanding. In the lines, "He must have looked far down at the little fishing boats, strung out like bunting on a green-blue translucent sea," the simile creates a vivid visual image, likening the fishing boats to bunting, portraying them as small, vibrant, and scattered across the expansive sea. This imagery contrasts with the vastness of the ocean, emphasizing the smallness and vulnerability of the boats. The simile also suggests a contrast between the peaceful, everyday activity of fishing and the impending solemnity and gravity of the Kamikaze pilot's mission. It highlights the emotional tension and conflict within the pilot and intensifies the internal struggle and turmoil experienced by the pilot as he contemplates his mission. Now looking at structure, Garland uses enjambment extensively throughout the poem. Enjambment refers to the continuation of a sentence or clause from one line of poetry to the next without a pause. This technique creates a flowing, uninterrupted rhythm that mirrors the relentless and inexorable nature of the Kamikaze pilot's mission. We see this in the lines. "And sometimes," she said, "he must have wondered which had been the better way to die." The use of enjambment between wondered and which emphasizes the continuous and introspective nature of the pilot's thoughts. By carrying the sentence over the line break, Garland creates a sense of ongoing contemplation. This technique mirrors the pilot's internal conflict and uncertainty about his decision to embark on a kamikaze mission. The pilot's contemplation on which had been the better way to die is a profound question, and the enjambment accentuates the weight of this question, making the reader pause and reflect on the complexities of the pilot's situation and the moral dilemmas posed by war. This technique mirrors the relentless and unstoppable nature of the kamikaze mission, as well as the pilot's inner turmoil and conflicted emotions. It creates a sense of urgency and tension that propels the narrative forward, reflecting the high stakes and emotional intensity of the pilot's journey. Let's look at another important structural feature of Kamikaze. The poem is divided into 3 distinct sentences that flow through its entirety, even though it is separated into 7 stanzas. In fact, the majority of the poem is made up of only 2 sentences. The first runs from the opening line to the word dangerous, and the second from the word and to the word loved. The final sentence is just 2 lines long. Let's take a look at it. "And sometimes," she said, "he must have wondered which had been the better way to die." This carries significant emotional weight and encapsulates the central theme of the poem. Its brevity contrasts with the long, flowing sentences that precede it, heightening its impact and underscoring the gravity of the pilot's internal conflict. The concise conclusion reflects the abrupt and harsh reality of the pilot's situation, while the phrase "must have wondered" implies ongoing, unresolved inner turmoil. This ambiguity leaves readers pondering the true cost of duty and honor, as neither outcome, death in battle or a life of shame, offers a truly better solution, highlighting the tragic nature of his predicament. The sentence critiques societal expectations and the concept of honor, questioning the rigid values that dictate the proper way to die, and suggesting that these values can be as destructive as the physical act of war itself. Ending the poem with a short, definitive sentence provides a sense of closure while leaving lingering questions, mirroring the unresolved nature of the pilot's fate and offering a poignant commentary on the enduring effects of war and duty. Well done! Today we covered how Garland uses vivid imagery, simile, and enjambment in his poem to depict the journey and emotions of a kamikaze pilot. The imagery, such as sunrise, flask of water, and samurai sword, creates a striking picture of the pilot's departure and emphasizes the gravity and cultural significance of his mission. The simile comparing fishing boats to bunting enhances the visual imagery and underscores the contrast between the peaceful, everyday life below and the pilot's impending sacrifice. Additionally, Garland's use of enjambment creates a continuous and flowing rhythm that mirrors the relentless nature of the pilot's mission and highlights his internal conflict and emotional intensity. These literary techniques combine to convey the profound themes of duty, sacrifice, and the value of life in the poem. Finally, the three sentences that run through the poem, and the structural contrast between long, flowing sentences and a final, brief, impactful sentence to underscore the pilot's internal conflict, critique societal expectations of duty and honor, and highlight the unresolved, tragic nature of his predicament. Watch the rest of the GCSE English Literature course at Sophos Education.